Hello everybody, my name is ODST and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Survival Season 2. It feels good to be back in this world after a 2-month sabbatical break. And I gotta say, I've been excited to get back in here, so much so that I actually did do a little bit of stuff off camera. So much so that I don't want to spoil it right now by coming up on here. We're on our railroad from our base to the village transformation. You can already see I have been hard at work. I've been playing Skyrim, I'm gonna be honest. It's been in my library for God knows how long. And just the other day I actually beat it for the first time. Well, I'm truly late to the game on that, but I gotta say, playing Skyrim has replenished my ability and my need to continue building, so much so that I've been very inspired by all the roadways and the nature in the game. As you can probably tell from these pathways, you can see we have some mud blocks here. We are in 1.19.2 finally, and I gotta say, making these packed mud bricks was a real pain. And all this packed mud, didn't know we needed wheat. I've used it all on the sheep and the cows, but if we follow this pathway here, you can see there's a little rock there, and you can see the brand new walls to our village. Yeah, so I thought, since this is a small village, I know I wanted to make a mining town, and the stone walls, they did look great, but I think they are just a bit too much for what would be just a small mining town, a small mining village. So I went out my way, I took them all down, and I replaced them with these very nice I'm thinking it'd be like a reinforced wooden wall, so you can see, been trampling crops here, I'll have to replant that. It's a mix of, oak log and spruce log, some stairs and fence posts, and these trapdoors and ladders all on the outside. I think just gives it a nice reinforced, very more detail to it. And you can see there's a big opening here, and this is what is keeping out all the hostile mobs, and hopefully will keep the villagers in. I found this on YouTube. There's this exploit where if you dig a little pit and you just place signs and carpets over, it'll stop most hostile mobs from getting in. I say most hostile mobs because spiders, they don't care. They don't care about this gap. They'll just walk right onto it. But I've tested with every other mob. Skeletons will stop. Zombies will stop. Creepers will stop. Now, at most, they might push themselves into around here, but once they do that, they just kind of start dancing and spinning in place, and they don't advance any further. And the reason why that happens is because they don't see these carpets as actual blocks. They see them as an entity, I believe, or something like that. It has something to do with their pathfinding. And because it's on a sign, signs aren't solid blocks. Now, it used to be back in the day that mobs would walk off onto the side of signs because they'd think it'd be a full block. And that's how we used to make darkroom spawners back in the day. But since then, they've changed it to these trapdoors here. So a zombie would see this trapdoor here and see it as a block, but they could walk up onto it here, but they'd see this as a full block, so they'd walk off. But signs, it's not a block to them. I guess it's also considered an entity. Don't know why it happens, don't know how it happens, but they see this as just a big pit, so they will avoid walking over to it. The most they'll do is walk right here. There is another thing that you could do to prevent zombies, and it's actually just placing down a line of track, and the zombies won't walk over it. I'm thinking just as a double layer of protection, I'll put a track from here to here, and that will stop the zombies from even getting close to the carpet itself. It's not going to look the best, but it will keep in line with not having these big doors and these big enclosed spaces to keep villagers in. You might have noticed a little bit of terraforming, a bit of redecorating inside has gone along. There was a really big house here, and I did like it. However, I didn't really think it fit the style of what I wanted it to be. It was very more like a capital city or big town type house. So I tore it down, and I'm going to replace it with this building here, which is going to be the mayoral building. You know, the little mayor of the town. He makes sure you know, everything's going up and well in the town. I have a brand new computer, so I'm going to be running these Silder's enhanced, what is it, enhanced default. I think they complement the game very well, and I've actually gotten pretty used to, you know, going cave diving and, you know, whatnot with it. So I think it looks very nice. It just adds that little thing of flair to the series. These villagers, I've been trying to get them to breed, but they're very stubborn. They don't want to. I guess once they go out into the open, they will start breeding. I still have a plan for what I want to do with this cliff face. I definitely want to mob proof it, so how I would go about doing that is I'm going to be flattening it out, and I guess at the top I would put some sort of rune, something, you know, inspired by Skyrim, because oh boy, this texture pack does really force you to go into the medieval type of build style, which, thank the Lord above, I like to think I specialize in that very well. It's most certainly my comfort zone. Not to say that with this texture pack you couldn't do anything in the modern style, but it'd be very difficult because you can see how it has a more of a medieval type of style to it, especially the paintings in this game, or in this texture pack, look very medieval. So Skyrim, basing my builds off of Skyrim, I think would work, go hand in hand with this. So I think that's going to be lovely. I'm definitely going to be doing a bit more changes to the layout of the village. I'm going to scrap the idea of having a church here. I think we'll keep churches to more bigger towns. So this is going to be mainly just for the mayor, the workers. I'll have a stonesmith and a blacksmith, or an armorer or weaponsmith, whatever you want to call them. And I think maybe one or two farmers, and we'll see. We'll decide where we want to put the crop farm. I'm thinking if I just wall off this section here and bring it all the way over around to maybe here, so it would be a nice big enough wheat field for these guys to where they'll have enough food to produce to be able to reproduce autonomously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into time-lapse mode, and we are going to build this wheat farm and get it all situated. Alright, well, we got the wheat field in place, and obviously it's not all grown just yet, but it will come in due time. And I think we did a very nice job. I very much enjoy the fact that there's these little streams that go through, and it's covered up. However, you can see it through the acacia trapdoor, the blue of the water. I think that's just a nice little touch. Originally I wasn't going to keep it covered up, but I started to think villagers are kind of stupid, and they're most certainly going to get themselves trapped in these water blocks. So, you know, better safe than sorry. I like the little wall around it. It's very rustic, very, looks very old, and that's what I kind of want to have around this village. Make it feel very old, very, planted in, if you know, if you're understanding what I'm trying to say. I don't even think I understand what I'm trying to say. I do think I could get a couple more lights, street lights in here, just to make it a bit more safer at night, because this place definitely does become a mob field once mobs do spawn. But it's time to get into the second part of this video, and that is going to bring us back a little bit. Now, some folks might recognize this world, some folks might not. That's fine. But we are just here for a little tour. This is the Season 1 world. This is what we did in Season 1. This is the spawn village of Northrop. Man, the amount of times that I've rebuilt this place and it still didn't finish up. We are here to get some screenshots of stuff that we're going to be bringing over into the Season 2 world. I think one of the biggest things of inspiration that you can get for yourself is to look back on your older builds. That is definitely what we're going to be doing here today, especially when it comes to this stuff here. This is our windmill, and I very much do enjoy this windmill design. Now, we didn't play with the John Smith Legacy texture pack in Season 1. We played with a slightly modified default one. However, I do think some of these builds do kind of stand up to John Smith Legacy. I know the terraforming jobs that I did are definitely going to hold up. I just want to go around here real quick, take a couple screenshots of some stuff, like this tree here. I'm very terrible at building custom trees. However, in this world, I do like to think I did a fairly decent job. You can see our first custom tree that I ever built. I think I built this in the second episode. It's very chunky, and I will most certainly would have loved to redo that, especially the top there. It's very flat on this side, very chunky. I'd tear it down, but it's the first custom tree that we did, so I'm going to keep it in this world. I actually haven't played this world in so very long, so I think I still remember where things are. If we head over this way, you'll see that we have a whole roadway around here. And there's just a couple of things that I did in this world that I very much like. Obviously, I did these roads here to try and promote myself to, you know, go on a walk every now and then instead of flying everywhere. You could see here we had a bunch of different signs showing which way we went. This way was Seaside, which would be our capital. Leverett is our mining village. Northrop there is the spawn village, and Seaside there. I don't think a lot of the most recent stuff that had been done in this world I actually didn't see the light of day on YouTube. I mainly did it in my own time. You can see the change of the biome there. Over this way, the original path actually swerved over around here because there's a pond here. I ended up filling it in and then making the main road go that way, and still have this old road that goes through, and you can see it leads to this old little house. Some pieces of wood missing, probably from a creeper explosion. But that is not the main thing that I want to see here. I did a lot of quote-unquote world storytelling And this is a very old bridge, you can see from all the moss and the cobblestone. Over here, there is some quote-unquote environmental storytelling and a zombie under there too, where I made this little cave here, and this is definitely something that I want to take a screenshot of. If you're wondering how I got this skeleton skull, you can actually get them from using creepers, charged creepers, to blow up other mobs, and that's how you get some mob heads. This tree here I very much like, so I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I think it's very nice that I'm going through here. I don't like how I put those berries on there. Now that I'm going back with fresh pair of eyes, it doesn't make that much sense to have berries on a evergreen. Apples on a oak tree, yeah, looks very nice, but there's definitely some design decisions I made that are questionable at most. Over here, this is Leverett Town. This was our main mining village, and this is what I'm going to be taking inspiration from for what we're going to be using to make capital cities, or big village towns. So you can see it was a village transformation project, and take some screenshots around here. It was a very nice village, very expensive village. This is when 1.17 came out. That was when Deep Slate was introduced. So I just want to take some screenshots around here. And over this way somewhere was a terraforming job that I started. Started in my own time to get away from all the big projects. Now originally it was going to be a small project, just a small little terraforming job, but it did end up turning into a really massive thing, and that's pretty much what killed my drive to continue in this world. You can see over here there's a whole bunch of flatland, and a lot of this is I think custom terrain. You can see outlines of where it's going to make some cliff faces. It's going to be a bit laggy here because we're playing with shaders, and there's a lot of chunks that have to be reloaded now with 1.19 sculk and whatnot, and 1.18 stuff where they added caves and cliffs. But that tree there, I definitely want to get a screenshot of. And the reason why I'm getting these screenshots now instead of later on when we are actually going to start our capital is because in the off event that I do end up losing this world, I have a backup somewhere, but in the off event that I do end up losing it, I want to have these screenshots saved just in case. Now this is Seaside. This was the capital port city that I started. Now originally it was just going to be a small fishing village, but I went to the extreme and decided to make it a capital port town, and this has been redesigned multiple times. But it's very nice. I really wanted to get a screenshot of this little wagon here. I don't think I came up with this design on my own. I think I saw this on an idea channel or video. If I can find the video, I'll definitely leave a link to it. But I'm terrible at designing cards, so I had to, look at other creators here. That is the cathedral to my pet chicken, who I've had in almost every world that I've made, including this one. And we have to bring him into the Season 2 world. He is Mr. Joe Josephine Jojo Joey, my beloved chicken. Very long name. He's been with me since, I don't know how long. We have some other buildings here which I think definitely fit into what I want to have in our capital city. Not planning the capital city right now, by the way. That's very much far into the future. I very much like this prismarine stuff here. This texture pack actually makes it look very nice. I've never seen it in this texture pack, so I like that. Definitely going to be using that. I think that's all I wanted to take a screenshot of for now. a lot of this other stuff takes into consideration my my normal build style. So there's not much around here that I want to take a screenshot of. Alright, I think that's enough stuff that I have for the what's that, petrified oak? Is this petrified oak? I didn't know petrified oak slabs had a different texture pack. I'll tell you how I got those. We had a data pack for a bit that allowed you to make petrified oak by smelting oak slabs into a furnace, and you'd get the petrified oak slab. That's how we did that, but it didn't look any different. So I guess it does in this texture pack. I might bring it back just for that different texture. Good to know. Alright, well, let's hop back over into the Season 2 world and continue with our project there. So the last project that I want to do in this episode is to do some outlining for some terraining jobs, or terraforming job. Ultimately, I want to have a pathway going every which way in every direction and have a lot of stuff around. Right now, I'm just gonna focus on, firstly, fixing this minecart rail, but mainly fixing up this cliff face. Don't get me wrong, I do like Minecraft's new terrain generation. However, there's a little input from human beings. We can definitely spruce it up a bit, and that is exactly what I want to do with that cliff face. So we need to get a crap ton of stone, a crap ton of dirt, and bring it over just for the basic outline of what I want to do. Fortunately, no shulker boxes, so I'm gonna have to do this all by hand for now. We are back at our main home. Wow, I feel like it's been for a while since we've been in here. Sure has. Still love this. I'm thinking once we get to the bottom layer of what I want down here, we'll have another like bushy area with leaves and bamboo and just have it very all nice and flush. I think that would look very nice. Let's grab a bunch of this stone. And I think that should be enough. And then the rest, we need all the dirt that we can muster, which surprisingly not that very much. Wow, we are running through all our dirt with these projects. That is going to be something I'm gonna have to work on. We have one grass block. I think soon I'll be looking into going to the end and getting an ender farm going, just so we can get levels up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. We are running short on diamonds, and I want to get mending. Since we have no mending villager, and I don't think I'm gonna have a librarian in this village, because there was no one in the original village, we are going to just have to go to the end to try and get mending from shipwrecks and get enchanting going. I think you can enchant mending on tools and weapons, but it is a very slim chance, if I recall. If at all. I don't know if you can. I'm pretty sure you can. You can get most enchantments, I believe, except for, what's that new one? Swift Sneak? We'll definitely have to find a deep, dark place to get that. I'm going to start getting this dirt and stone in place, and I will pull you back when I have a progress update. Well, well, would you look at that? A nice little dark glow on it. We got our skeleton here, who seems to be enjoying our little pathway. I got everything in for the most part. I even started adding some azalea bushes and some trees, just to have some foliage on this side, because I know it's a plains biome and whatnot, but I think adding some trees, especially with some flower leaves, will definitely help a lot with just the overall feeling of this place, and I'm definitely feeling it. I am actually very proud of myself here. I think It looks beautiful, and I hope you guys think so too. We have our little precarious walkway up here, have all these like dead drops walled off for the most part. It is pitch black inside of there, so there's a lot of mobs in there, unfortunately, but what can you do? We even have this pathway here. I have it, all these spruce trapdoors to kind of block off or secure this pathway here, just because of how narrow it is, and it was literally just on the edge here. So I think adding this spruce fence, or well, yeah, I guess it's a spruce fence even though we're using trapdoors. I think adding it here is a nice little touch. And the path ends right up here. We're definitely going to continue it up this way, but that is going to be for the future, because we have run out of time for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment. If you're super duper awesome, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.